Bismillah, Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam informed us that one of the best ways of making dua is to praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to glorify Him and to extol His greatness. So much so, and so you're so engrossed and busy in praising Allah and glorifying Him and declaring His oneness that you don't ask anything for yourself. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us that the one who is so busy in doing this, glorifying and praising Allah, that he doesn't ask for his needs, Allah will grant him his needs anyway. Subhanallah. So in this episode, we're going to go over 3 different du'as that are related to planting trees and plants in your garden in Jannah. Before we go to the du'as, let's just reflect on this for a little bit. Imagine you own a garden in Jannah. Wouldn't you want to plant trees and make it look beautiful? We're here, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Prophet have given us the opportunity to start planting and creating our garden in Jannah. And the one who owns a garden in Jannah, what else does he own? He'll obviously own the house that's attached to the garden. He'll obviously be living in the neighborhood where the garden is. He'll obviously be a resident of paradise himself, inshallah. So let's start planting those seeds that will grow to be trees and plants in our garden in Jannah. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam taught Abdullah ibn Umar this sunnah, this dua. And remember, Abdullah ibn Umar was a young child when he received this hadith from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Prophet said to Abdullah ibn Umar, "O Abdullah, start planting your plants and your seeds in Jannah, for verily the soil of Jannah is sweet, and the planting and the seeds of Jannah is la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah." When you say this, you plant a seed or a plant in your garden in Jannah. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. The next hadith again is narrated by a young companion. His name is Jabir ibn Abdullah. So the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "O Jabir, would you like a date tree in your garden in Jannah?" Jabir said, "Yes, ya Rasulullah." The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Say Subhanallah al-Azim wa bihamdih." Say Subhanallah al-Azim wa bihamdih, and Allah will plant a date palm tree for you in your garden in Jannah. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam one day was walking past the house of Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu, and Abu Hurairah at that time was planting a plant. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked him, "O Abu Hurairah, what are you doing?" And Abu Hurairah said, "O Messenger of Allah, I'm planting this for myself. I like plants, I'm planting it for myself." The Prophet ﷺ said, "Shall I tell you some words which will result in you planting something better than what you're doing right now?" He said, "Yes, ya Rasulullah." The Prophet ﷺ said, "Say Subhanallah walhamdulillah wa la ilaha illallah wallahu akbar, and Allah will plant for each of these glorifications one plant for you in paradise." So Subhanallah, one plant in paradise. Walhamdulillah, another plant. Wa la ilaha illallah wallahu akbar, 4 plants in this dhikr, in this dua. So why do we want trees and plants in Jannah? Well, simply because if you own the trees and the plants in Jannah, it means you get to Jannah. You'll be a person who lives in Jannah. And when you get to Jannah, you don't want a mediocre garden with trees and plants that are not very impressive. You want to be the best garden owner. You want your garden to look the best, to have the best trees. And that's why we should be making these du'as frequently. How do we make these du'as frequently? We'll think about the best looking plant, the best tree. Go to the garden, go to the fields and look at these fantastic structures, and then imagine how they would look in Jannah. In Jannah, you can't describe the landscape, you can't describe the colors, you can't describe the fruits, you can't describe the taste. And this is exactly what we will achieve In Jannah, we will attain these gardens with trees and plants that are undescribable, unimaginable. The fruits are so tasty, every bite is better than the previous one, because that's exactly what Jannah is. Every moment is better than the previous moment. So let us work hard and let us plan to plant our seeds and our plants in Jannah. Let's set the alarm at a time when we have some free time, and make these adhkar, make these dua, and inshallah when we get to Jannah we will be the proud owner of an amazing garden full of trees and plants. Wabillahi tawfiq. So remember, this Ramadan is yours, theirs and ours.